Well, hello, everybody. As you know, today is Thursday, and I'm Miss Shirley, the OG Gardener, Cleveland, Ohio, Zone 6B. Welcome. If you're watching the replay, please hit that thumb up button so you can show me that you like me just a little bit. And also hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified of any new videos I might upload. I saw Psalms was in here early. She said first, I know she's in the bushes trying to take care of her family because she's normally cooking. And a lot of kids is back in school already. I know the kids downstairs, they've been back in school. Thank God, because they get on my nerves. Okay. All right. But anyway, I digress. Who else is in here? Mike. Mike, I'm so happy. I can't wait till you get your package. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Laura's Garden, how are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. I'm still having problems with my eyes, y'all. I got to go back and have them checked again to see if my cataracts been kind of advanced a little bit and also my glaucoma. So, uh, what's so funny is I clean my glasses. I know my glasses is clean. And sometimes I still have problems trying to focus. And I took my glasses off. I said, my glasses is clean. So I had to try to clean my eyeball. So I can see through my glasses. So it's crazy. Oh, but I'm gonna wait for a few more folks to come in before we go over the topic for tonight. But drop your temperatures in the chat, please, because it rained. We finally got rain. We had a drought going on for August. It had been this dry, and we almost made history on how dry it's been in August. And it's been raining for the last day or two, and the temperatures did a nosedive. We went from 88 degrees. The highest today was 69. And when I got up this morning, it was only 57. You see what I got on? Long sleeves and a hoodie. It's still chilly outside. I keep my door open for fresh air. I don't even have my ceiling fan on. And it's supposed to drop down low tonight, close to 50 or less. So, hey. Hey, there you go, Psalms. Talked you up, huh? Hey, Tia, been missing you, Tia. Glad to see you in here tonight. Are you okay? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate Tigsy. What's up? Tigsy, did you get your package yet? I don't know if I missed your answer if you telling me yes or no. Hey, Miss Patty. Yes, dear. I was watching you early with your hand up on the camera like that. I didn't hit in there, but I I did. So I was like, okay. All right. Thanks for stopping in this evening. I appreciate you. I almost did a cooking video on my omelet this morning. I had a super ripe red paste tomato that I had gotten from the farmer's market because I wanted to make some eggs and tomatoes. And I took a bell pepper out of my garden and I had a leek. So I chopped up the leeks, the bell pepper, and the tomato, and I sauteed them all down in some butter. And then I did an egg, and I poured the egg in and made it like an omelet. And then I took some no, that wasn't provolone, pepper jack cheese, and put it on the top with a fresh cup of coffee. You talking about? I was like licking my fingers and carrying on. That omelet was so good. In the ads, yeah, they've been popping up everywhere. I know I was watching G Quad earlier, and they had ads popping up like they was running out of stuff to do. Oh yeah. This is how we support one another. Even if we can't stay, we're gonna make sure that we hit that like button and show everybody that we like each other. Just a little bit, Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yes, I thanked you in the chat. It was so thoughtful. Oh no, honey, that's no. By you guys coming into my live every week, that's what's thoughtful. That's why I said I'm picking out random subscribers at the end of every month and just sending you a surprise gift just to show my appreciation of you guys coming in and talking with me, watching my videos, leaving a comment. I hope you enjoy it because this is change in the weather. So I hope you really get a chance to enjoy your gift. So I don't tell you, I just have a little box of gifts around here that I just like do 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 do. As long as I got your address and name and stuff, I throw it at you. Some of y'all, I got a Rolodex with some of your addresses on here, so I appreciate that. I made that last night. Okay, Mike. Yeah. Uh huh. And let me tell you, y'all, The best tomato to use when you're making eggs and tomatoes is Amish paste because it's a heavier, meatier tomato. When you use a regular tomato, they're a little more watery. They might be sweeter, but they're a little watery, and it kind of takes some of the fun out of it. Hey, I bring it every day. Saw you earlier. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. G Mama grows hard in the garden. What's up, G Mama? I just love your little garden and all your pots and stuff. I do, I do, I do. So, yes, y'all, excuse me, we know that as gardeners, or not just gardeners, content creators, because some of us garden and some of us have other specialties. That we have a lot of crafters in our community, and they do a lot in making t-shirts and business cards and mugs and tumblers and cakes and stuff. Some of them bakers, they do a little bit of everything. So we have a proliferate of creators in our garden community, and some that never gardened before are gardening now, and they're getting a little bougie too about it, because it's like, oh, I only grow such and such tomatoes or bell peppers or whatever. So it's so funny and it's so cute all at the same time. It's like, you know me, I collect those items. Well, you know what? You sent me some nice seeds and stuff, but so I just appreciate you. And I know you look like that kind of lady that likes to, when you decide to wind down, you would like a nice cup of tea or whatever, and something that's healthy for your body as well, where you can just totally chill out. I remember back in the 60s, was it the 60s or the 70s? Well, it might have been the 70s, where I would come home from work, put my headphones on, get me a glass of wine, and I would tell my husband and my kids, don't you bother me. Give me a half an hour to decompress because I had a high level stress job. And I just need to come down. If y'all don't want to get a piece of this raft, leave me alone for just a half an hour. I put my head, and that's when headphones was really popular. Put them on, sit in the corner with my glass of wine, and I would just decompress. So now we're getting into the teas that are doing the same thing because they are so healthy for our body. Yeah, happy Thursday, everybody. Sister was solid more. Mona, let me tell you, I did plant the squash. It's been getting a lot of blossoms. I hope one of them, before the weather gets too cold, gives me a Seymour. I don't care if he's a little small Seymour. I hope he give me something, because whatever was eating it before, I don't know if it was the raccoons or the groundhogs. But anyway, let me tell you, I walked in my garden last week, and there's a hole in the fence that leads from my neighbor's yard into the garden. And I'm standing there pulling some weeds, and I see movement out the corner of my eye. I look over at the fence where the hole is at. Was a groundhog poked his head out. He poked his head out. He looked around like this, and I was like, And then he went towards the back. He came on through, all the way through, big, fat, juicy one. Walked to the back of the garden. That's how you stay back there. Don't come up here messing with me. Yeah. He stayed out there for a while, then he left because he found out I was going to be there for a minute. He came back later on that evening. I could see spots where he was digging in, and he ate some of the blossoms off of my lemon cucumber. I was like, that's okay. But he didn't come over there while I was over there. You drink a lot of tea? Okay, G Mom, that's good to know. Hmm. And I know a lot of people are growing their own teas. Like when my friends come over, I got lemongrass out there about 4 feet tall. I've been cutting off, a handful of leaves and giving it to them along with some lemon balm leaves. And I was like, y'all know what to do with this. This ain't the first time y'all been to my house. And they was like, yeah. Or sometimes they come over to my, you got any more of that lemongrass? I was like, yeah. So I, grab my snippers and cut them off a handful of leaves, and they take it home and make some tea. So, yeah. Have you fed it? Yeah, I did. I got some Osmocote, and I've been putting some 511 in the water. Guava, y'all. My friend gave me a gallon of his homemade wine, and it's good. and I'm stretching it out as long as I can. Did you eat your cucumber? No, not yet. I'm gonna eat it tomorrow. Um, I got a bell pepper out of the yard. I got a yellow tomato. You saw the yellow tomatoes and a cucumber. I want to make me a salad. I was waiting on some garlic, and I found I did have a few garlic plants that I didn't pull up last year. I pulled them up this year, so I got fresh garlic. I make a homemade salad dressing out of fresh garlic, apple cider vinegar, J3's honey, salt and pepper, mustard of any kind, whether it's hot, gourmet, honey, or yellow mustard, and herbs and salt and pepper. And put that in and with the emulsion blender and stir that up. Oh my goodness. And pour it over your veggies. You talking about good. Yeah, and I told the young lady who was helping me work in the yard, Nicole, that I would save her a piece too, because she was there with me when I cut it. So yeah. I'm going to make some roselle wine. If it turns out right, I'll be gifting some folks. Okay. I haven't tried any of that. I had a roselle that grew about 3 or 4 feet. Boy, the deer came through. They ate everything. This year I planted 20, y'all. 20 okra plants. Not one made it. Not one. And I had them in different locations. I had them in the big garden. I had it in the garden in the back. I had them in secret places. I don't know if they had an okra radar or what. They found them. I actually got a bell pepper plant growing in the front yard next to my lamb's ear and yarrow, and it's doing pretty good. I think I got a pepper on it this big already. Yeah, it's crazy, but they didn't let me get any okra at all. So I went to the farmers market. They had fresh okra, so I got me a container of that because I like fried okra. I've done it chopped up, and I've done it whole, and I have used a fish fry oatmeal. I mean a cornmeal mix, and it comes out nice and crunchy and so good. Yeah, and I ran out of my pickled beets, so I just bought a can of regular beets and drained the juice off of that and put it in the jar that already had the brine in it, and I let it sit for 2 weeks, and they taste just like pickled beets. Yeah, yeah. I can't grow okra, and I actually grew an okra. I actually got okra pods that I grew okra maybe about 3 years ago, where it got like almost 8 feet tall. I almost needed a ladder to harvest, and now I can't even get one. They eat it all. I did a video on the okra that morning. That evening they ate the plant. I had a chance to do a video showing that beautiful hibiscus flower blooming. Excuse me. Even had it actually grew 2 okras on it. I ate one, and the whatever got the other one. Hey, Laura's Garden. I don't know if I said hi to you tonight. Hey, Joshua Gabriel. Thank you for stopping in this evening. I appreciate you. Yeah. So the topic for the night is, do you enjoy editing your videos, or you just leave them as they are? I want to learn how, personally, I want to learn how to edit. I've seen some really fantastic videos that you guys put out, especially when you do your premieres. I like the intros and the exits on your videos. I like how you guys put in certain little captions in it and little, what they call it, emojis in them and what have you, sound effects and all of that. I really used to like listening to Led Farmer, his son, Little Led. He was down on getting his dad's videos together, but I don't have anybody to really in the house to help me do that. I have to get outside sources from my IT department. She says she's gonna teach me how to do that. Have you ever tried an okra omelet? No, I haven't, Mona. But don't give me some ideas now. Like I said, I got some okra in there that I got from the farmer's market. Thank you, Miss Shirley. Miss you more. I'm okay. Going with the flow. I understand. Thank you. I just know I hadn't seen you in a while, and then I see you down in my comments and stuff, and I was like, "Where is Tia at?" So I'm so glad to hear you okay though. Backyard, uh, backyard garden. Flo, how are you, sweetie? Thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate you. I enjoy editing my videos. Okay, G Mama. And I know I hear a lot of people say they spend hours though sitting down doing that. And I feel like for people who still working, because I'm retired, that that's a lot of work. When I hear y'all say y'all been, be up for hours editing these videos and stuff, and I'd be like, why? Y'all don't like all the bloopers and this and that and the other. I don't care if I hear the police sirens in the backyard or somebody ghetto riding through with their music blasting on their bike, motorbikes, or in their cars and stuff. I think that's what makes the video even more natural. Hey, Cassandra South Fulton, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Uh, Mona says, I'm having issues with editing on my phone. Okay. Yeah, they told me I could do that too. And on my laptop, like I'm on now, but I don't know how to do either or. Sometimes I do want to add some of the little background music that y'all put on your shorts and stuff. I can't even do that. I'm barely remembering how to go into YouTube and set my goals, which Dolores did step by step. She's so patient with me. Dolores, I love you. How to get in to do my goals and then come in here and do my restream. Like I be texting on my phone. I went in there and I can't get in there. What did I do? She's like, calm down, go into your Google thing. And I go in there and I'll say, okay, thank you. And I be freaking out over here. Y'all just don't know. Because y'all know how much problem I had with the other StreamYard, how much I was having problems with that. StreamYard, like, they gave me a heart attack. I was just like, it was so many times I end up not having a live because I just couldn't get it together. But yeah. Tixie said that's why my videos are what they are. Don't really edit, too much time to do so. Yeah. And I'm like, your time is already measured out, especially if you work. So that means if you have children or a spouse or a significant other, when you come home, you either have to cook dinner or do homework or, get yourself together for the following day. And that takes time. So I'm like, when do y'all have time to do this editing? Francisca, how are you? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. I'm doing all right. I'm halfway decent. My ankles and feet's a little swole today, but they don't really hurt. This crazy weather kind of takes me out. All right. Psalm says something. Can you put that message up for Psalms? It jumped so fast. I didn't see what Psalm said. Dolores, hey everybody. Sorry, I can't individually speak. Yeah, she doing IT for me, y'all. So y'all can't. I edit out random messes in the background by covering them with stickers, but shh, don't tell anybody. Okay. All right. I want to put my nephews in my videos when I'm working, but my sister says she don't want their faces to be shown. So I'll be wanting to do that too. Put the little things on their face. I don't know how to do all of that. So I actually got videos I can't show because of the kids in it. So I want to learn how to do that just so I can show the videos because they're good videos. Nikki, hey boo. How are you? Thank you. Yeah, I was out, Nikki. I was out this morning and I was looking at my seven top turnips, and I was like, "Ooh, this is young and tender." And anytime somebody say young and tender, they gonna say Nikki. Crooked Peach. I can't stand editing, man. I understand. And I seen one leaf that was just a stalk, and I was like, "Oh snap! I got a worm in here somewhere," because it was just a straight stalk, wasn't nothing on it, and he was leaning up against it like that, trying to blend in. I almost missed him. And I was like, "Oh no, you too fat." And I pulled him. I pulled off about six. No, then what that meant about four worms. I had to literally go in there. I seen the little piles of poop on certain leaves. I said, "Oh shoot, there's still another one in there." They were getting fat and juicy. I got them suckers off and drowned them. I was like, "Oh no, 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 no!" I'm on the second floor, and that moth, white moth, came up here and started laying eggs. I got a what is that? Brussels sprout plant sitting over in the corner, and I seen holes in my leaves. I said, and I found a couple of another fat ones in there. I was like, you didn't came all the way up here and got me. She is young and tender. Nikki is. Yes, she is. She ain't over the hill yet. Yeah, so I've been going over my leaves over here and trying to keep my greens up here. And I just planted some. I love curly mustards. Oh my goodness. I just in love with curly mustards. So I planted a bunch of them. And then the temperature turned cold. I was like, I was putting them out, figuring if it's warm, they will germinate a lot faster. But then it rained, temperature dropped almost 20 degrees, 25 degrees. And I was like, yeah. So I don't care about editing either. My grandson helps me sometimes, but I haven't bothered him too much because he's in college now. My videos be raw and uncut. Yeah. And I asked my granddaughter, her and her husband both do a lot of IT. When I'm over there with the baby, I was like, help me with this. She should be like, Google it, grandma. I was like, wow, okay. Stupid worms ate my broccoli plants down in one day. Yeah. And I catch them early in the morning because I go out early on my porch early in the morning, drink my coffee. And as I check my plants, I was like, we got predators in here. I was like, yeah, but I got all of them. I'm going to go back out there again in the morning to make sure they're okay. Crooked Peach, that raw and uncut. I like it. I know that's right. That's the way I like it. And Peach, when I watch your videos, when you out there dancing, girl, you got me. I was like, I like some of that music. You had me sitting out here like, hey, oh, hey, oh. I was like, look at this white girl. And when you throwed your butt out, started shaking it, I was like, oh, stop it, girl. And when you went to do the, I was like, whoa, wow. Cricket Peach, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Yeah, it's getting cold here already. And they already talking about down in the 50s and 60s next week here in Ohio. So I was like, already? And I was looking at the Farmer's Almanac and it was like, we're going to have a snowy and cold winter early. So I'm already stockpiling half cases of was it baked beans and string beans or whatever. So we get snowed in. I'm on it. I then washed all my blankets and caught up on them. I'm pulling out my hoodies and all my warm stuff, long johns, the whole 9 yards. Sister, I share my harvest with you out on harvest. It just took off again. Yeah. Hey, let me tell you, that when we used to play that music, play that funky music, white boy, please. We was jamming on that good thing. Yeah, she got moves. She got them hips. She be working them too. I'll be like, oh, sookie, sookie now. Yeah. Let's show you a video with the worm damage. I didn't think about that. Well, I didn't took those, I pinched them out. So yeah, I can do that though, because I'm quite sure this won't be the first or the last time they attack my greens. Because that white moth seems to find brassicas. I don't care what level you're on. It's gonna be this weekend. I hear in zone 3. Yeah, it's cold here already. Very, very cold and snowy. Heavy snow. The East Coast is gonna be rough. Yeah, it said Midwest, Northern, and East Coast. Yeah, so we finna get slapped and smacked. Today's our state fair means summer's over. Wow. Hey, Pink Hibiscus, how are you? Pink Hibiscus. Thank you for stopping in. I still have my collards and kale. Yeah. My kale came back. I didn't pull it out. I did not pull it out and it came back. So I'm finna crop that before they come back for seconds, so to speak. Shantae, what's up? Thank you for stopping in, sweetie. Thank you. I appreciate you. If you change your mind, let me know. Oh, okay. Oh, so yeah. So, um, editing. How do you find the right app? How many apps did you go through in order to find one that was easy for you to grasp and you like the features that they have? Um, I know I was getting, who was that? I can't even remember. I had two apps that kept dropping emails in it that I could. Oh, Canva. Canva was one, and I can't remember the other one where they said I could learn how to, improve my videos, make it more appealing or appetizing to a larger viewer. Hey, Miss J.K. Gardner, thank you for stopping in, viewers. That's right. Make sure you hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. Will be greatly appreciated. Um, I showed how I dispose of worms on my channel. Probably wasn't right, but anywho, I just had a jug of water out there and I just dropped them in there and let them drown. Once in a while, I might squish them. I'm not that squeamy kind of girl. Bugs and stuff don't bother me. If I can get you for a get me, it's a wrap. Uh oh, chat just disappeared again. It jumped on me. Hey, Lynette Lawrence, thank you. Suggestion: could you explain understanding the Farmer's Almanac? Oh, sure. Okay. Um, I'm talking to and texting, and I missaid your name. Girl, please. Don't even worry about that. I don't know. I mean, you just open it up and let them know your grow zone, and they pretty much will tell you anything you want to know. The Farmer's Almanac, I've been reading that, going through that since I was a little girl, because my grandmother used to love that. That and a number book, because she used to play the numbers too. But it's easy to understand, and it will let you know exactly, and they're pretty accurate. That's the best part about it. They're pretty accurate about their predictions for farmers and gardeners and what have you. I used to use Pro Tools to edit, add effects, etc. Now I just cut bad stuff and add, but I don't even know how to cut bad stuff, Mike. I get in there and start reading that stuff. I have no idea what they talk about. Shante said, Miss Shirley, I don't like editing, but I am learning and being patient with myself. Okay. Joshua said, I see worms on the plants and I just attack a lot of worms. I cannot take anymore. Yeah. Yeah. And I pull them off. They be fat, juicy, and squishy. And I had one wiggling in my hand. I said, oh, you ain't getting away. And I just had a jug of water and I was just dropping them in the jug. Um, Sometimes I'm scared to put some of that stuff on YouTube because on on there because they will penalize you for little simple things. You know, I don't have much for the worms around here. Okay, well I got my window boxes that I've been growing stuff in. I've gone through plenty of editing apps and I'm learning a couple of new ones. Different editors have different features. Okay, that just took off again. Did I see CC? Yep, I did. Hey, CC, how are you, sweetie? Yeah, your Roselle ain't no joke. Thank you. I've gone through plenty of editing apps and I'm learning a couple of new ones. Different editors have different features you may or may not like. Okay. Thanks a lot, Dolores. I settled on the UCut apps. Okay. So what? That mean you can cut out anything? Multitasking. I don't know who that is. Who's multitasking? Oh, Shantae. Okay. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, so like I said, I see him, and I've actually watched Dolores do Canva, and she was, doing step by step. And then I got to a certain point where I said, I'm not even sure if this is what I want or features or whatever. I don't know what I want. That's my biggest issue. Even if I find something I like, I'm not sure if that's what I really want or that's how to do it. So um I'm the type of person is I need someone to take me slow and step by step. And normally once I do it once or twice, I got it down pat. I love editing and designing. I have a few I use depending on what I need. Well, Dolores, we know you're brilliant, so hey. Yeah, she growing a forest of roselle. I remember when she planted that roselle back then, she had it all spread it out. It was putting the cardboard down and all that good stuff. And now she said it needed room because I remember when she had it out in the regular garden, how big it got and was taking over everything. Yeah, I want some roselle. If somebody got some extra roselle, I want to make some roselle tea. I've seen y'all making teas. It's an app called YouCut for the phone. Oh, okay. Crooked Peach did not know that. I do now. And see, that's what I like about this. If you talk and get the right subjects, people will tell you what they've used, how they used it, and what they use it for. Hey, Tampa Creek, what's up? Yeah, so y'all bringing out stuff I ain't never heard. I didn't even know there was a such thing as a YouCut on your phone. All right. I know I have what they call it, the Google Play Store where you can go in there and drop apps for this, that, and the third. But I don't know which, ones I want. Um, my phone already filling up. I need to empty it now. They telling me my emails and stuff gonna stop because my storage is full. So I got to get rid of some of the stuff. I need to download some of these videos and stuff off my phone. Because it's taking up a lot of space. Now you're talking about uh, adding some other stuff to show how I can do it. Yeah, Cece said, I love Eddie. And I love your videos. And don't get me wrong, y'all. I know it's a lot of work. And I love sitting there watching some of y'all's videos and the editing and quotations and all this other stuff. And even the music. They be funny. But when I see y'all, when I see those videos and they like that, I be like, ooh, I can't do that. That's a lot of work. I was just like, y'all had to sit down and find all these features and cut and paste and all that stuff. Now, see, oh, see, look, see, Crooked Peach say, teach her. She want to know how to do it. I'm still learning the ins and outs of editing. Yeah, we all are. I use CapCut, Microsoft, what Clipchamp, Canva, YouTube, and Create. See, I don't know. Canva about the only thing that ring a bell. I don't know who the rest of them folks is. I don't even do Microsoft. I need an email manager or mama. I hate emails so oh, for some of us, we need that step by step. Uh, I couldn't remember if I had spoke. Okay, all right. Tactical, what's up, Skilly? Thank you for stopping in this evening. I appreciate you popping up. Skilly, what did you do for your anniversary? I remember last time I think I saw you in Gina, and you and your wife was celebrating the anniversary. What did you do? Are you a romantic type of individual, or is whatever the wife wants? Because there's a difference between being romantic and being what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? Spontaneous, or is it something that your wife requests maybe a while ago and you say, okay, I'm gonna do that for her? Yeah. Cece said I use what's that, Pinnacle Studio 26 software. I'm learning Clipchamp is on my laptop. Okay. See, y'all coming up with stuff I never heard of. I never heard of Pinnacle. Mm-mm. So, but this is stuff you have to download and work from, and you have to click through all of that just to see what you have. Like, I watch a lot of you guys' shorts, and I love your shorts, but y'all have some real nice music for these shorts. And I'd be like, where is they getting this music from? So, when you do shorts, that is music. If you use that kind of music on your shorts, are those shorts monetized or not? Because I thought if you did that, you couldn't. Hey, LGGG, what's up, huh? That if it was copyrighted, that you couldn't use it. So I'm confused. I see it on the shorts, but can you use it elsewhere, or is it monetized? See, now I'm confused. Okay, everybody saying hello to everybody. Nothing, but we are going to eat breakfast and go grab her something from Bath Body and Beyond. Ooh, smelly goods. Okay. All right. I ain't mad at her. I like it too. Dang, I'm poor and need a computer. Hey, this one is on its way out. They told me after November, October, November, I can't get any more upgrades to Windows 11. I would need a whole new laptop. And I was like, y'all got laptop money? All right, G Mama said you can't use copyright music. But I hear it on them shorts. So I guess they don't look for monetization on your shorts, huh? Yes, you can. Okay, there go the chat again. I do shorts through the YouTube app, and yes, they're all monetized. Oh, okay. All right. You can use music just on shorts, and it's oh, okay, and it can be monetized. Okay. You can't use it elsewhere unless you're paying for the license, and it's really expensive. I know. I got a strike once when I think I hit 1,500. I played a short 2-second version of Celebration, and I got a strike on that. And I was like, oh, okay. So you can't play any copyrighted music whatsoever. So I was like, okay. So that's why I see like Big Ruru, Rooster, and Odom and all of them, and who is that? The Jay Jordan, coming up with their own music because they YouTube can't mess with them about copyright infringements. So yeah, I have an old laptop. It's a Windows 7, Miss Shirley. Well, the only reason this one's halfway decent is because I get it from a program called People PC. I don't know if they have one of those in your area, but it's for low income families who want to have a computer or laptop where they might need it to go to school, or they might, need it for school. They have a program for children, junior high. They have for college students. They have for seniors, and they also have classes there too. But it's kind of far for me to travel since I'm not driving, and so I probably could get some help from there. I could probably go right up here to the pavilion that's in our city here. And they have a guy that comes normally on Wednesdays and Fridays, but normally those are the days that I'm at physical therapy. And when I leave physical therapy, I'm what? Tampa, you always ask me how my granddaughter is. My great granddaughter. She just turned 2, and she is full of energy. She just got over the chicken pox. Yeah, she had them too. She got them from head to toe. They gone now, but she learned who I am. I'm Nana. She was pointing. Her daddy had brought her over. She said, "Daddy." I was like, "Yes." She said, "Nana." I was like, "Yes." She said, "Daddy." Yes. Nana. I was like, "Yes." So now when she see me, she said, "Hi, Nana." And then she put her arms around my neck, and she said, "I love you." And I was almost in tears. I was like a wet noodle. My great grandma, my granddaughter is traveling for work. She's in Dallas, Texas right now. So she'll be home to get me tomorrow, and we're going out to spend some time together. Official Jamie, I see people saying hello to you if I miss you. Well, if you want to send me your old one when you're done with it, madam. No, because I actually have to trade it in order to get another one because they are from the same company. My bad, great granddaughter, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah. My great grand. Wait a minute. And she's so spoiled now. I just love her so much. I was over there last weekend, Friday, Saturday, and I came home Sunday. So her mom and dad wanted a little alone time. And I was like, I don't have no problems with that. But when I look at her, I go, I love. And she leaned back and she go, you. I actually recorded it, y'all. Oh, from our archives. Yeah. As I get older, she's going to get older too. And those baby days will be gone in no time. She's real smart. She had a puzzle there. And I was like, what's that? And she said, octopus. And she did like this with all the legs. I was like, okay. I said, what is that? And she said, dog. Oof, oof. I said, what is that? She said, horse. Nay. I was just, I mean, she knew every sound and every animal on those puzzles. She had a bunch of them. Very smart. Yeah. And she's trying to learn how to work my phone. I had to move my phone. I was like, no. She keeps looking over there. And I was like, leave my phone alone. And she keep looking over there. And I was like, leave my phone alone. She go, yeah, leave Nana's phone alone. I'm going to the bushes. I'll be listening. Okay, Tampa, go ahead. I was listening to you guys last night. You and Nikki, who's that? J3. Was that official Jamia last night? I had hats and stuff on. I wasn't feeling well last night. I was a little achy from the dampness and the cold. I don't always jump in, but I do be watching, you guys different lives. If I catch you, I'll be in the background checking y'all out in the bushes, enjoying it, laughing at y'all silliness. I enjoy y'all's, what you call it, y'all shenanigans. Yeah. Oh, to see the little ones. Like, yeah, Nikki, she's smart as a whip. Like these glasses, I had them on a nightstand. So she slept with me one night. Her mom and them don't like it, but hey, I'm Nana. I can do that. So I went to grab her, and she leaned over at me and she looked at me. She said, "Glasses." I was like, "Yes, Nana needs her glasses so she can see." She said, "Okay." And so then we went out, and I grabbed my sunglasses. She said, "Sunglasses." I was like, "Oh, you know the difference." She's like, "Yes." I was like, "Oh, okay." And she will say yes. Yeah, her mom and dad make sure that she speaks proper English. Yeah, yeah, she is. She's smart as a whip and pick up stuff real quick. Would you say just a little bit? Yeah, I hate to go. This is such a good talk, but I got to go wash my butt. So, Farmer Chad, don't leave me. Well, tell Chad hello. And I will be checking you out during your little shorts and you chasing your chickens or riding and cutting the grass. So we'll see you out here in these used two streets. Catch you in the morning with Frugal Mama or whatever. We'll see you. Have a good evening. Scrub it good now. Get it good. Oh, yeah, you have a wonderful night as well. Peach. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. Thank you so much. You know what, y'all? This community to me is fascinating. I've been getting emails from new people that I've never heard or talked to before, and we've been having some really nice conversations. I don't always see them in our chats, but they follow me, and I like when I go in there and I look at community and I pull it up and I see these people. Some of them are regular, some of them are new, and they give comments, and it just makes my heart happy that our community is constantly growing and we're actually making a difference out here to teach people learn how to be a little more self-sufficient and kind of help bring down their pocketbooks on food. Like a lot of people didn't know that they could grow their own food. They figured, if they got a budget this week, we're going to the supermarket and we're going to get this, that, and the third. Whereas once you start growing your own personal little gardens, you can have this, that, and don't have to worry about the third. Like I quit worrying about going to the supermarket and buying tomatoes, which I really never really, because to me they were hothouse, tasteless, and watery. I'm growing my own tomatoes. If I want a tomato, I can go out there and pick one. If I want a green one, or if I want to wait for that one that's blushing, I could bring it in the house. I could do the old fashioned way like we used to, sit it in the windowsill or put it in a brown paper bag to speed up the ripening. If I want to other than tomatoes, peppers. I love peppers, and I got them from hot to sweet. So I can add that to my garden as well. Now I got this cucumber that I'm getting ready to smash. And I'm just happy that some things are eliminated from my grocery list because I can go outside and get it. All right, I see somebody saying, Nikki saying hi to Urban. Hey, Urban. Thank you for stopping in this evening. So it makes a difference that when you find decide that you want to eat healthier and as my friend said, clean, where you can grow your own veggies. You can't get any fresher than that. Like I went over to check my peppers today and cut a few peppers, and I'm sitting over there in the chair eating ground cherries, eat my early morning snack. I can't go to the supermarket and find ground cherries. I might find them at the farmer's market. Urban saying hello to everybody. And I could just sit out there and look over my garden, figure out what I'm gonna do for the day. Hey, Miss T with the T. What I'm gonna do for the day, if I'm gonna pull weeds or move some around or whatever, and just enjoy sitting in my garden. So I just sit there. I don't do nothing. I sit there and be popping ground cherries, and I might have took my coffee over there, and I'm just sitting there contemplating what I'm gonna do in the course of the day. And it's so relaxing. It's like you ground yourself when you go into your garden. Like I said, like most of the mornings, it's pretty quiet around here. People have gone to work, kids gone to school. So there's not a whole lot of folks at home. And it's just peaceful. I can hear all the different birds. We got a lot of birds out here. A lot of birds, a lot of variety of birds. You know, from a little finch to um, you see the blue jays and the cardinals. We have what they call it, ravens. We actually got ravens out here. I thought it was a crow, and he said no, that was a raven. We got falcons. We have all kinds of birds because there's a park and it's just full of trees, and this neighborhood is full of trees. So you're liable to sit out there, and woodpeckers, you can hear them pecking on a pole or something. So it's just peaceful. You just sit out here and listen to all the different sounds of nature, you know. So it's soothing and relaxing. Um, what was it? Today is Thursday. Tuesday. Um, something was on fire, and I thought it was in the neighborhood. They said it was the smoke coming down from Canada, and that's not the first time that's happened. And it has a metallic, uh, almost taste and smell to it. I couldn't sit outside long, and I had to come inside. But I'm just like, wow. I'm in Northeast Ohio, and we got smoke coming down from Canada, and you can actually see it floating in between the houses, coming down. It was interesting, to say the least. So yeah, so all right, y'all. I know there's more people in here that can tell me, what do you enjoy editing your videos, or do you want them just the way they are? Yeah. Miss T with the T, I was looking at your video about your corn, and you was seeing tassels coming up in it. Was that video as is, or did you edit it? Anything else prior to showing that part? I mean, a lot of you guys are showing videos. What are you doing? Are you editing them, or are you doing them as is? Y'all know mine is as is because that last video I did, it cut off. And I tried to turn it back on and finish it out, but I didn't know how to do it. That's when when I actually held the cucumber in my hand and I cut it off the vine. So I was like, hey, they like it or they don't. I just put it out there. I try to be mindful of where I'm aiming at my phone when I'm doing it. If I don't have it on a tripod, I try to be, because sometimes you can think you're aiming here and you all the way up here, you know. I don't like editing at all. All right, but you don't like editing, but do you edit? Do you know how? Something bit me. Okay. Do you know how to edit? Because I'm still learning how to edit. I'm still learning all these new names of different apps and software that people are talking about that I've never heard of. I don't even know where to begin to go looking for editing material. They said I can edit on my phone. They said you don't have to do it on your laptop. But if you do, you need to download the information in your laptop so you can go in there and pull it up and edit. So I'm just like, okay. Okay, so you do. All right. So I'm just like, how did you go about finding these apps? Is there in the Play Store or something where you can go in there and just see a list of apps and you just start downloading them? Because I'm quite sure when you go in there, it doesn't tell you how each individual one work unless you download it. So how does that work, y'all? Give me some info here. I'm asking. I don't mind editing, but sometimes I leave in my bloopers because it's real life. Exactly, official Jamia. That's why I don't edit at all. This is what it is. To me, if you edit and you get somebody new in the chat and they see your video, they think it's this, that, and the third, where they don't see where your oops and oh, that didn't work or that's wrong or what. My videos are unique. I am showing from my viewpoint. I'm edit reluctantly. I am not good at it. Cassandra said I use okay Canva with the few videos that I have done. Okay. Everybody's saying okay. And Cheryl says my grandson helped me. Okay. So yeah, so I have a lot of friends who are in the IT world, but they busy. They busy all the time. They help me set up a few things, and then once they set it up, they move on. Because I have a tablet as well. They've helped me more on my tablet than they have my laptop, because I can take my tablet with me. The laptop is too much problems dragging around. It's a little heavier too. So yeah, I go in and I try to piddle around, so to speak. And one day I hit the wrong button and I thought I had deleted all my content and I was freaking out because I didn't know how to retrieve it. And they said it hadn't gone anywhere, it was still in the machine. And they did it and it popped back up. And I was like, okay. After that, I swore that I would never touch another button and do that again because it literally freaked me out. I was like, all that hard work I put in, I thought it had just went down the drain. And I thought once you delete, you couldn't retrieve. And I was like, no, my nerves is not ready for this. Some things my nerves can tolerate. Editing is not one of them. LGGG says, I try to record with editing in mind. If something come in to the video that I know is against YouTube rule, I stop recording immediately and start over. I've done that too. I have been recording out in the front yard and some idiot come down the street blasting his music. And we have an ordinance here about noise. And I was like, he must not live in the neighborhood. And he has the loudest music. You can hear the bass. It's almost got your windows rattling. And it's got the worst profanity and rap in it. And I'm just like, really? I was like, the whole time I was out here, nobody came through here with this noise. As soon as I start recording, he comes through. And I just cut it off. And I wait till this fool goes by and or either turn his music off and then start the video all over again. Delete is stressful. Yeah. So I was like, I got half studied. I have some decent videos that I would like, but it's got copyrighted music in the background. And I would like to learn how to take that out of the live so that I can eventually uh, upload it, because it was some good content until Idiot 1 and Idiot 2 rise through with the music. So, yeah. For me, finding time is not an issue. My issue is, do I want to do it? Is this how I want to spend my time? Am I trying to go for an Academy Award on cinematography or what? Yeah. Uh, I videotape to show uniqueness. I want to share experiences that I see for the first time or to give my viewers something they have never seen. Perfect. I understand. When I do a video, I'm just like, ooh, this is new to me. So I wonder if they would appreciate it as much as I appreciate. Like I want to do a premiere at least once where I see people have scheduled premieres and then they take time and they go from one end of their garden to the other end of the garden. They show the good, bad, and the ugly. Whether they got greenhouses or green stalks or raised beds or whatever. They show everything that they're harvesting or in the process of planting. They got a clean spot here. They got some seeds and doing this. I was watching Broke. He had got a new garden bed from Vigo, and how he filled it up and planted seeds in it, you know, from beginning to end. I think I tried that once or twice. And for some reason, my phone kept cutting off and I never got a chance to finish it. So, yeah, you shall remove your recorded sound and do a voiceover. All right. But see, I don't know how to do that. I've seen on my videos where it says voiceover, and I'm like, I've heard people do voiceovers, but I didn't know how to do it. So I never messed with it. Cheryl said, I enjoy watching your videos. I feel like I'm on vacation. Yeah, I'm excited to share. I love it. Okay. Yeah, so um I've seen where it says has a little listing of this, that, and the third on there, and I'm like, I don't know what this is or what it means or how to use it. I think once someone explains to me step by step how to use it, and I keep a notebook. I got a notebook sitting right here, and I will mark it down. That way, if I can't get in touch with that individual, I can go back to my notes and do it on my own. I would try it. I would experiment it once or twice just to see if I can do it, just out of curiosity. I know she will, and we've talked about it. Let me tell you, Dolores said on when I first really got to know Dolores, we were literally on the phone. She was in the computer with me for over 3 hours. I was getting frustrated. She calmed me down. She's like, you can do it. We can do it. And she showed me step by step. And I did a few things. And then she came back and said, oh, I see you've been in here doing so and so and so. Look at you. You know what you're doing. Once I get comfortable with what I'm doing, it's not a problem. It's just the initial start of stepping, how they say, going no where no man has gone before. I get a little nervous, especially with technology. Like I said, I don't want to delete anything that I can't get back. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I do. Girl, I got notebooks here and I just bought another new one. Oh, yeah. I'm going to keep notebooks. That's one thing I'm going to do is keep notebooks because I know my brain. I'll have too many things going on at the same time. Yeah. Voiceovers are fun to do. I guess I'm gonna have to try it one day. You read my mind. Hey, damn it! My brother from another mother coming in the house had to get the dirt off. I understand everybody's trying to get the dirt, funk, or something off. Getting in. So appreciate you stopping in, bruh. I do, I do, I do. Yeah, Dolores is patient. She's a guy. So let me tell you who else was who took their time with me. And I cried and I went through the whole and that's when I was going to StreamYard. And that is Best Yet Journey. Liddy B. Liddy B was doing the same thing. She was like, calm down, because I hit one button. She's like, and she knew I hit the wrong button. She said that was the wrong one. I was just like, I can't do it. She said, she just lowered her voice. She said, you can do it. Now hit, leave out. Let's come back in. Let's start over again. I'm like, okay. Liddy B was patient with me. She did the same thing. I just, oh, okay. It took a while. And who else? TLC. She'd be like, she'd be fussing at me like my child. Ma, why did you hit that button? And I was like, I don't know. She said, don't do that again. And I'm like, okay. I thought I was doing something. I got over enthusiastic. And she's like, don't do that. Oh, so I'm learning slowly. Just give me a minute, y'all, and I'll be an old pro in a minute. I'm so here will do much going on my brain. Uh-oh. You doing too much. Yeah. Hey, she is sunshine. Thank you. Oh, thank you for stopping in this evening. I appreciate you. I cannot say that fast for some reason. She is sunshine. Okay. Oh, thank you. All right, so Dava 78 from Cali to Georgia. All right. Whoop, whoop. That's a long way to go. Yep, from down south to the East Coast. Yeah. Like I used to tease the folks over here. It's like, oh yeah, where you at? And they was like, they tell me what street. I'd be like, West Side? Yeah. The east side and the west side. Big difference. LG said, don't do that. Yeah. I know. I know. I get overconfident and I screw it up every time. That's why I had to slow down. I got 1,000,001 ink pens here. I'm always writing notes down. I might see something in here and I'll write it down. Just like when Bam be doing his questions and stuff. I have my note paper here and my pen so I can write this stuff down. She said, she, Sunshine said, YouTube is a hater. I had to type in your name to find the live. What? I don't have, you know what? I got problems with notifications. I don't get notifications no more. I've actually gone to people's channels and take myself out and then reapply myself in and make sure I hit the bell so I get all, and I still don't get notifications. I take my phone maybe once or twice a day and I scroll through just to see who might be going live. I find y'all on a humble. Yeah, I don't know what it is about that with notifications. It's like as if you don't want me to know that this doing this. I want people to find me and I want to be able to find them, you know? Yeah. So like I had to get used to G Mama coming in on Wednesday mornings because they don't give me the notification. If I know that you normally have a live that you like to pop up on a certain time of day or whatever, like Gina on Friday and Sunday, and T-Nog like on Tuesday and Sunday, and Bammit like Sunday and Tuesday, when I have a regular schedule, that makes it a lot easier for me to keep up with you guys. But when y'all decide to do a pop up, it's like a pop up for real because it's not going to give me that notification. So if I'm thumbing through, I catch you. If I don't, I try to go back and watch the replay, and I always try to leave a comment. I don't watch your videos or your lives and don't leave a comment. To me, that's just rude and disrespectful. I want you to do the same for me. I will tell y'all, I have a set of these in 6. I've had these glasses over 25 years, and I love them. That's when me and my girlfriends really would have wine night. Did I show y'all this coaster my girlfriend gave me? It's not drinking alone if the cat is home. My girlfriend know about Annie. That's that's some good wine. Yeah, so a lot of you guys will just set up your tripods, turn on your cameras if you use cameras, GoPro or whatever, or your phones, and just record live of whatever you're doing. Whether you like Jamaica sitting in her dining room with her trays of seeds and stuff, getting her hands dirty, potting up stuff, or planting seeds, or like Harvey, Ursula would be in her back sunroom, sitting there doing the same thing. I like how you guys just sit down and say, this is it. It is what it is. There's no editing here. We're doing this live. So what you see is what you get. So I guess it depends on what do you want to record makes a difference on whether or not you want to edit it or do like it is, because like I said, we get a lot of new people in our community. And some of them have never gardened before. Some of them don't know what grow zone they're in. And some want to know how to do this, that, and the third. But they're green instead of blue. Ah, okay. I wanted green, but they didn't have it. All they had was the cobalt blue. Yeah. Uh, so they want to learn step by step. Some people never gardened before. They don't know the first step in gardening. They don't know how to break the ground. They're always asking what type of fertilizer should they use. Um, what kind of containers should they use? Should they dig up the ground? Should they use pots? What kind of tools do you need? What's the easiest plants to grow as a beginner? Um, and I tell people the first thing I tell the average person is know which way your house face. And they like, why? I said, because you need to know what area is the best for you to plant whatever you're trying to grow, whether your house is facing north, east, south, or west. I know the front of my house faces east and the back faces west. Stuff that likes sun and heat, I would plant in the backyard. And the ones that like maybe only 2 or 3 hours of sun, I planted in the front yard. In the wintertime, I put my plants on the south facing side of the house because that's your strongest sun in the winter months for me in zone 6B. Might not be the same for you. You might not get snow. You might not get below 50 degrees as far as your temperatures are. So this is where you need to come in and check with your Ohio, well, not your Ohio, your extension program in your area, in your community or your county, whatever. If you have colleges in your area, do they have an extension program that you can go and check by where you can get maybe a soil sample to see what your soil might be lacking before you start growing? Um, it's a lot of little things that you could do in order to help guarantee that you're going to get a good garden. Hey, Odin, what's up? What's up? I'm still waiting to see about that fig that beat our uh the boat. What is it? You know what I'm saying. If you got any extras lying around. uh I love Odin with his grapevines and stuff. They doing all right. And he did that watermelon. What was that watermelon? 14 pounds? Yeah. That watermelon made my back hurt. I seen you trying to pick that watermelon up and carry it in there. I was like, that made my back hurt. You just trying to pick that watermelon up. I was like, whew, all righty, go ahead. But I know it was sweet and I know it was good. So that's to me, that's a win-win situation. Even if you don't win being the watermelon king, anytime that you can grow your own food and don't have to pick it up at the supermarket, you can walk past the supermarket, look and go, I wonder if it's sweet. You ain't got to wonder about the one you got at home and it's paid for. And it didn't cost you an arm and a leg. you know. So yeah. Odom, about your videos. I know you do a lot of live videos. For the ones that you don't do live, do you do editing? And if you do, what kind of software do you use? Okay. Violet D. Bardot. Yet I have a few left. 30. Oh, yeah. Ooh, it was, 32 pounds, 40. Oh, 32 pounds and a 41 pound. Oh, that's nice. Uh-oh, there go my honey slanger. J3GS Farms. How are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. Appreciate you. Lynette Lawrence says, thank you for the video information. I am planning to join YouTube World next year. Sour information is very helpful. Thank you all next year on YouTube. Okay. Well, that's good because, like I said, we all have to start somewhere. We all do. We didn't come into YouTube knowing everything about editing and videos unless you was on YouTube previous to the pandemic, and this is something not new to you. This is just something that you just added into. Because I know there's a few of you guys that were doing videos and had your own channels doing other stuff before you got into the garden community. So, um, for you to come in and to share your expertise on how do you grow things, how do you make things, I like because everybody's got different videos about one particular subject, but if you check all of them, you're pretty much on the same track. Making wine, making jellies and jams, canning, preserving. When I mean preserving, I mean like high dehydrators, brown paper bags, drying them in one of those slings that you can hang outside, putting them in your greenhouse, uh, just putting them on a stand outside so they can air dry. You know, you're trying to preserve potatoes of all kinds, whether it's white potatoes, sweet potatoes, red, purple, or blue, onions, garlic, who was that today? Broke was going through his greenhouse getting it prepped for the colder weather months for his other stuff to come in, and he was finding onions still then up under all those weeds and grass. So we're learning how to pivot from one grow zone to another. I've learned like G Mama and Nikki and G Quad, quite a few of you guys. You Grow, Gina versus Gina. We're all pretty much, and even Miss T with the T, we're all like in zone 6, whether it's A or B, and what we're growing and what we're getting out of it. And it's just amazing how each grow zone might be 5 or 10 degrees warmer than the next one. And whereas they've started growing stuff in their grow zones, I haven't been able to do so because I'm still getting snow and ice and sub freezing temperatures. And I'm like, how did she get her potatoes in the ground already? Then I gotta, I'm sitting here with 2 feet of snow. Some people are further south from me and their temperatures are a little warmer. So they get a head start even before me. And I've learned not to get frustrated. I just learned, as they said, gardening don't teach you anything else. It teach you patience. You gotta wait. I know that what they're doing, I can't do because if I put my plants in the ground the same time they put theirs in, mine will not survive. I know that my ground has not warmed up enough that if I want to put warm weather crops in the ground and below the surface, the ground is still cold, it's going to kill that plant. So you learn to be patient. You can grow inside, and that's where I have to learn to step up my A game and get into hydroponics, cracking method, or whatever in order to grow all year round because I do not have that advantage of having warm temperatures where I can do that. I'm not like T-Nog or Bayou Sugar down there in Louisiana where they got that kind of weather all year round where they can grow, or like K Renee in California or Precious, where they have that weather where they can grow all year round. You have to learn how to make adjustments. You got to learn how to go with the flow, in taking care of your gardening needs. You just have to learn to be patient. Learn learn from your experiences from last year. If I planted this a month early because it started producing just as the weather changed and then it took off, that might work for this year. But will it work for next year? You can try it again, but you're not guaranteed you're gonna get the same results. So this is where you have to learn to be mindful of what you're growing in your garden. Hey GT, hey son, how are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. I appreciate it. Mike said they got a new one, hashtag indoor crew. Hey! On the hydroponics. I understand you. I feel you on that one, Mike. I do. So That's what I like about our garden community. It's just such a huge variety. We got down to zone 3 with people in our community. I never knew zone 3 even existed. I never thought about the people in Canada or Nova Scotia. We have people that's in a different zone. Like we haven't seen Rambo Green Hands in a while. And I miss him. I miss him and his British accent and what he's doing in the yard. And I hope that he's okay. We haven't heard or seen from Rambo. I miss him. So Rambo, if you listen in the bushes over there in the UK across that water, I hope you're all right. And we miss you here. Um, so we have people from all over the world that comes into our lives. I've actually seen a few people pop up in my life from the Philippines, which kind of shocked me, and some from the UK. And I do appreciate it that these people take time to listen to my lives and listen to what I have to say and appreciate the information that I convey. And I do. I thank anybody who takes the time out of their day to come in and listen to me ramble on. I do. I try to get and pull out information from the other ones who come in my life to let other people know that the grow zones that they're in, it's possible to grow certain things. It's possible to try new things. Uh, Try not to stress yourself out and grow more than what you can take care of. Because when you start growing too big, that could be quite stressful, especially if you have extreme weather, like a lot of the states are having triple digits. My niece actually hit me up. Uh, she's in Surprise, Arizona, where it's like 103, 110 degrees. I was glad to hear from her. She was glad to hear from me in regards to the temps there. So she doesn't garden like I do, but she does garden. But their temperatures are like, phew, how do I'm in zone 6B. How in the world can I express to her how to grow in her garden? I can't. That's when they got to pull out the shade cloth that's like 40 or 50% in order to cover and save their plants. And sometimes at some point, some people just give up. They said it's not worth the headache. We just wait till the weather starts cooling down and start planting stuff for the fall. Oh, Mike, you said you saw him last night. Are you talking about Rambo? Okay. He's working. Okay. Well, I kind of figured that because he's normally pop up every now and then. But see, I didn't know that. Thank you. How they say FYI. All right. Yep. Thank you. I did not know that. So I miss seeing him and I hadn't heard or seen him. So you just gave me an update, something that I did not know. What about Diversity Love? She was Perfection Baking. We haven't seen her in a while. So does anybody have seen or heard from Diversity Love? Because she switched it back. So it's just certain people that I had gotten used to seeing, not just in my life, but in other people's lives popping up and they just kind of disappear. Like we used to see Miss Native Cherokee all the time. I've seen her, but I'm not as regular now as she used to be. I know there's some health issues going on there. Um, and so, but she be busy too. We used to see Soil Sister all the time. She pops up occasionally, let us know that she's alive and kicking. So it's just certain people that we had gotten accustomed to seeing all the time. Who is that? Also, Unicorn Lady Tech. We used to see her all the time. I've seen her lately popping up here and there. So I'm just saying, it's just certain people that I had gotten accustomed to seeing on a regular basis. And I hadn't seen them in a while. So I just like to know if they're alive or and kicking. That's what I'm saying. If you have family members who don't mind dropping a line every now and then, so and so, she's okay or he's okay, they're working, they might be in the bushes listening, is greatly appreciated. Um, yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, I know, Mike. That's what I was saying. Someone like lives people. Yeah, it is. They say life be life, and I understand. Like they said, when I was working anywhere from 12 to 16-hour shifts, working at a hospital. And the last thing I want to do is get on my laptop or even on my phone to check out to see who doing what, when, and why. All I want to see is the inside of my pillow. Pass out. Sometimes too tired to even take a shower. I was like, I just get up early, take a shower, put on a fresh uniform, and go back to work. Especially if I've had a long, stressful night. I'm just trying to decompress long enough to close my eyes because I know in less than 8 hours, I got to be back up and gone again for another 12 to 16 hour shift. So I'm retired. I don't miss any of it. They want me to come back PRN. You couldn't pay me enough to go back. I love being retired. Woo! And I'm sorry I had to wait all my life to go through it, but honey, no. I like being retired. I'm like working at my own pace. I like being able to enjoy and do this. Yeah. So I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to retirement. I'm waiting to party with my girl, Cassandra South Fulton. I'm waiting on her to do that thing, to retire. Yes. Dolores said, I understand because I miss seeing Tamika Davis. Yeah. Yeah. We haven't seen Tamika in a while either. Yeah. She popped in and out once in a blue moon. So I'm just saying, there's some people that I'm used to seeing on a regular basis. I do miss their comments. I do miss them coming in the chats. I know some people's work schedule because, like Odom used to have his show right after me on Thursdays. But you know, when you got to pay the bills and you're the breadwinner, you got to do what you got to do. Understand, like the man said, been there, done that. So I can sit back and enjoy my life. Uh, say it again, retired life. Yes, yes, I hear you, J3. Woo, yeah. Worked on my life just so I could retire. And I believe me, I did. I went back to work for a hot minute and I was at Wally World for a minute. I liked it because I was only working part time. I got the discounts that it was perks on the clearance shelves and in the garden department. But you know what stopped me from working at Wally World? Crazy people. The insane asylum opened up their doors and they let them all out and they all shop at Wally World. I had one lady who wanted to cuss me out, and I was like, girlfriend, you don't even want to go there. I was like, I ain't the one. She leaned back and looked at me. I said, yeah, don't do it. I was like, anytime I got to come in and defend myself where my job won't, yeah, I take this job and you know what to do with it. I was like, I went back to the store manager and I was like, took off my badge, my head. I was like, I'm out. And they kept sending me applications. Don't you want to come back? No. I was a good employee, come to work on time, do my job, go above and beyond helping out customers. These people crazy in Wally World. I don't know what rock they rolled back and let all these fools out, but I was like, this job ain't paying me enough. I just left the job that was decent, and you gonna make another yeah, that was Mike. It was. I should have recorded that. I can't wait to retire. They're trying to get me to wait 3 more years. Woo! Oh, let me tell you, when I went to the HR office, got my packet, I called Social Security, and I asked them, how much more money would I make per month along with my pension if I stayed another maybe 2 or 3 years, and they told me how much it was. I was like, oh, it ain't worth me staying here. I can make that on the side. I was like, adios, hasta la vista, bye, see ya, bye, Felicia, Avita Zane, ciao. I was throwing all of them, and I was like, I'm out. They gave me a surprise retirement party. My department had me crying, snorting, and snotting, and gifts and food and everything. Had people coming all over the hospital to say goodbye. It was nice, but I was out. They was like, we don't have anybody to work Thanksgiving. I was like, you right, because I ain't gonna be here. I left before Thanksgiving. I was like, no. I always work the holidays for them because I don't celebrate them. He said, we don't have anybody work Thanksgiving. I was like, that sounds like a personal problem to me. Peace out. Mike said I was supposed to retire in 2019, then life kicked me. Yeah, he's kicking me too. I'm old and broke, but I'm alive and kicking. Well, at least with one leg, the other one ain't working so hot. I got it propped up right now. But I don't have the stress of punching in, punching out, taking unnecessary crap from folks who really don't care. I like my job, and I was good at my job. And do you know, to this day they haven't found anybody to fill my job? Everybody that comes in there saying it's too hard, it's too much work. And I was like, all they had to do was be organized. That's the only thing they had to do, is being organized. I was the commando of my unit, of my floor. Yeah, they can't do it. We had 34 beds. My floor wasn't no joke. We had the biggest ward in the hospital, 34 beds. Had them all filled at the same time. It's chaos if you are not organized. Yeah, life ain't no joke. So that's one thing I like, is being organized. If you're an organized person, put a one in the chat. I'm gonna tell you how organized I am. If you come in and say, I need an aspirin, go in the bathroom, in the medicine cabinets on the second shelf on the right hand side next to the Aleve. When you take it, put it back there. If you need cotton balls, look on the tier on the stand between the tall etagere and the tub. Third shelf down in the back, you should find cotton balls, nail polish remover, orange sticks, and a nail file. Put it back. I don't care what you ask me for in my house. I could tell you exactly where it's at, what shelf it's on, what it's sitting next to, the whole 9 yards. And when you finish whatever it is, make sure you put it back the way you found it. Mine got a 9 in there. Hey, Rob in the garden, how are you? But you said a super one. But GT, what you got a 2 in there for? What you mean? You part way? Oh, 0.5 signs. Come on now. LGG said 1. Yeah. I'm kind of like that. And certain things I'm just a neat freak. I can't sit comfortable. If certain things is out of place in my house, I'm not comfortable until I get up and straighten it out, and then I can sit down. Otherwise, it will bug the crap out of me. Yeah, I'm funny like that. Well, I can't say nothing about other folks' house, but I know what I can say about mine with my eyes closed. That's what I'm saying. I can tell you that in my sleep, LGG. Yeah. But my mom did me like that, though. My mom was an organized type of woman when she was alive. And so when she did it, it helped me to learn how to be organized. And that rolled over into my life lessons and my job. Most of my jobs, I got a lot of accolades because I was organized. If something, and if a special event happened, it's like, go get Miss Shirley. She know how to do it. And matter of fact, that's funny because I got a phone call today from a friend who said there's an event coming up and he wants me to come in and run it because I'm organized like that. I find out how many people I got to work with. I know the individual strengths, and I can go do and get stuff done. And GT said, I am not an organized person. My wife helps me. Yeah, well, you got to help her. Hey, Kenneth Wilkerson, I didn't see you slide in there. Thank you for coming in this evening. I appreciate it. I'm same way about my garden. I can tell you my echinaceas on this side of the driveway. I can tell you my lavender is on that right far corner. I can tell you that the flowers that on the tree line. I have my what is that? My impatience, my what is that? My chartreuse color hostas, my tiger lilies, and my lavender tree. No, not lavender, lilac tree. I can tell you where every plant is planted in my yard, what it is, and what variety. Yeah. So yeah, organized seems to be my thing. So anytime I get to a point where I'm not organized, I'm just miserable. And I'm seriously, I'm miserable when stuff is not organized. If somebody moves something, I can walk. Have you ever walked in a room and you know something's not right or something's missing, and you stop and you look around and you try to figure out what it is? I walk in a room and I scan. I'll be like, why is the salt shaker sitting over there when it should be over here? That's how sensitive I am about stuff in my house. It drives me nuts. Oh, okay. Kim saying hello to everybody. So yeah, so let's get back on topic. But as far as doing your videos, I know that we will be ongoing doing our videos, and in doing so, will you improve on your editing, or are you happy and contented to what stage you are at now? Because if you got all these different apps that you can add, I seen people add music and, like I said, uh, the emojis and little quotations like bang boom and little faces where the mind is being blown or whatever. All this little added stuff that takes time. That takes patience because you got to find all this stuff. I mean, are you able to go into the browser and type in, I need a brain blowing hot air out the ears emoji to put in my, video? How do you do all of that? So that's what I'm saying. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of patience. People say that they don't have a lot of time in the course of their life between working and home. But if it's something that you really want to do, you will find time to do it. Editing can be either a short period or a long period. So it's according on how Hollywood you want your video. Some of them can be quite comical, and some can be quite serious, and some can be downright amazing in the finished product itself. Um, I like the lives where you actually walk through your garden and show bit by bit. I like some of you guys, you actually have a family member that might follow you, like Lady Cheryl. She has raised her grandkids and they have gotten good at zooming in on certain parts, in her garden. Her grandkids have gotten, we watched them grow up. Beauty in the garden, we've watched her little girl grow up in her garden, expand, where she ended up getting chickens and stuff as well. So each character that we see or gardener that we see, we're watching how they have evolved and improve their skills. Uh, Rob in the garden said, I use InShots to edit my videos. Never heard of them. See, there go another one. Laura's garden says, not happy when I'm haven't had a video in a couple of months. Don't worry about it. You know, you do what you need to do. We're not going anywhere. So when you decide that you want to start your videos, drop them again, we'll be right here. They call them playlists where we can sit and just run one behind the other. Don't worry about it. As long as you still around and we can still see you and you trying to put forth an effort, regardless of what you're doing, we're not we're not judgmental. You know, we can't do that. You know, everybody's household is different. And we just appreciate you still putting forth the effort to just show up and support others, whether you do it or not. We got a lot of supporters in our garden community. Not everybody has a station or a channel, you know, so don't don't let that discourage you. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, eventually you'll get to where you want to be. That's the way I look at it. Urban Harvest DFW. Okay. How are you? I don't think I've ever seen you in here before. Have you been here before? I would have remembered the DFW. You up in the DC, Washington area? Yeah. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Welcome. Yeah. So, yeah, like they said, life be lifing. You know, people have, uh, some people have illnesses of their own. Some people have illnesses with a child or disability or a spouse, and that's their number one priority. Gardening might be their release at night, but they don't have time to really get involved enough to show the world what they're doing. So, but as long as they're able to be, they're functional, and if they just want to stop, how they say, breeze through, hit that like button and keep it moving and just sit in the bushes, I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, though, if there's people that I've seen in the lives for a while and they disappear, I do worry a little bit about them, but then after a while they might pop up. Some people says, you know, they've been in the hospital, they're going through recovery. They're trying to function on their well-being and their family's well-being. Right now, within the last 2 weeks, I've lost 5 folks. 3 of them was dear, and the other 2 was acquaintances. I have a funeral this Sunday down in Kentucky. Um, I don't know if I'm going to make it or not, but they're having a Zoom. And I've been stressed out and I try not to think about it. And it's just rough. Gardening has helped me to get through these rough weeks. Um, I can sit out in my garden and just relax. I'm not hearing a lot of confusion and chaos, you know. So that's the way it's been. It's just kind of hit me all at the worst time, you know. So, yeah. Oh dear, Texas. I've been busy for a while, so I haven't checked you all out in a minute. Okay. Well, thank you. Glad you was able to stop through. Appreciate that for this topic. Great dive in the meaningful part of life. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You know what? It's sometimes it's hard to come up with subjects to talk to on a weekly basis, but then when you sit back and think of what people go through on a daily basis and what they might divvy into or things that I might have personal questions about, it comes a little easier in regards to a topic. Um, Not everybody talk about editing. You know, they talk about gardening, they talk about harvesting, they talk about preserving, but they don't talk about all the works that go, how do you say, behind the scenes. Whereas you see all this fancy stuff. So I do appreciate the feedback from the community themselves and all the other stuff that goes on. Because I will take my notebook, go over my live again, and write down notes in regards to all these different apps that you guys been talking about, and personally go in there and check them out and see what's happening. especially at 3 and 4 in the morning where I wake up and can't go back to sleep. Grow what I eat. Gwig. What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for coming in this evening. I see you saying hello to everybody, and everybody saying hello to you as well. I like your videos with your food forests as well and your fruit trees growing in and up. I do appreciate that. And that's what I like about each one of our channels. You know, you guys all have something to bring to the table. Everybody might be growing the same thing, but you approach it in a different way. Whereas I might have a tree in a 20-gallon pot, you got it in a 35-gallon pot, and it's twice as big because you're giving it the room that it needs. I might use slow release fertilizer. You might be using chicken manure as fertilizers around your plants. And I can see the difference in the production of what you use, what I use, even though we might be in different grow zones. But I can see where the improvement can come in and where I can switch up and try stuff. I just found a 25-gallon bag of chicken manure in the basement that I missed. I got it when I went to Tractor Supply. I don't know if it's a year or two old or what. And I'm just like, really? I could have been using this in my green stock and in my other vegetable gardens and stuff. I was like, okay. For my fall brassicas, I will be sprinkling some chicken manure around my plants to help improve their strength and growth. So it's just amazing that how we could take bits and pieces from each one of us in regards to how to up our A game in editing, videos, gardening, communicating with one another, and just being able to exchange ideas and plants, seeds, gifts, surprises. Uh, when they have mail calls, you know, you get a package, you have no idea what's in that package when you get it. And then when you open it up, you go like, wow, didn't see that coming. And you get a chance to enjoy a gift that was being given to you by someone in our community who thought enough of you that you would appreciate what's ever in that package. And that, I love that. I love that so much. When I get a package and I open it up, I'll be like, are you kidding me? How did they know I love this? You know, whether it's from a packet of seeds. Now, you might ask for a packet of seeds and get 20 seeds. I was watching a video. Who was that? Cece. I think it was from my Renaissance grandma. She got a packet of seeds this thick. And she was just going through all the seeds. And it was just like a surprise, you know, a sweet surprise, something that you didn't see coming. So that's what I like about our community. You're not selfish. You guys are freely giving what you have. And you go above and beyond that. So I love that about our community. Miss Shirley, what type of soil did you put in your green stock? I bought 2 and I need some advice. I brought 2. Oh, you're gonna need a lot more than 2, sweetie. And you use potting soil. Do not use garden soil. For you newbies, or even some of the ones who's been gardening for a while, I do not recommend garden soil. Garden soil is normally for in ground. It's heavy. When you put it in your green stocks and pots, it gets compacted. It almost gets as hard as a brick. You need something light and fluffy. Now, there's some expensive ones, but they're really good for the green stocks. But I've used Miracle Grow and a few other ones, but they were potting soils. Though I like the Miracle Grow with moisture retention because it holds a little more water. Because your green stock will dry out. You got to stay on top of that green stock. It will dry out. Uh, what's that? Frog. Frog is a good one, but it's expensive. And there's a few other ones that are expensive, but they're really good because they have a lot of nutrients in the soil. They don't have all those stems and all the other stuff. It's real soil. But if you're going to use your green stock, it's going to take at least, ooh, one, two, three of the huge bags of soil, because even though you'll put it in, once you water it, by it being fluffy, it's going to settle. It's going to sink. I'm going to tell you that now. And I had to do mine layers at a time. I did the bottom one. Well, I had mine on the spinner, and I set it down, uh, and I filled it up. I watered it just a little bit, and then I filled up another one. No, I put another one on top and filled it up because I couldn't pick it up. And I did it like that till I got to the top. But as I watered it, I could see the soil already sinking because it was fluffy. And when you add the water, it weighs it down. So you don't want garden soil, because garden soil is too heavy and compact. It almost becomes like a brick. So whatever potting soil you use, make sure it's nice and fluffy. Hey, that's the Indiana Backyard Garden. Hey, glad I could catch this last few minutes. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Hello, hello, hello. I meant to say I bought two. Oh, two greens. I want to. Is it over with? Because I know if you go to Green Stocks now and you use Yellow Door code 10, you can get another $10 off of it. And I also have a credit. So I know I can get another one, but right now, there's other things I need more than a green stock. You can also make your own mix, cocoa core. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've done that too. But the only thing about cocoa core with peat moss, you still got to stay on watering it because that dries out real quick. Garden soil can also be used in low spots in the lawn or create new garden beds. Yeah, yeah, for the garden soil, because it will compact to a certain degree. It's true that. Thank you, Nikki. But yeah, so for containers, like my 5-gallon buckets, I don't use anything but potting soil in it. And you know what I put in the bottom note of my 5-gallon bucket? I have leaves. I got leaves from last year. Leaves break down, and they're a good source of nutrients for your plants as well. And they do hold a little more moisture. So I put leaves, about 2 inches worth of leaves, in the bottom of my 5-gallon buckets before I put the soil on top. Sometimes they already have worms in them, and I leave them in there. I don't take them out. Yeah. Wrong, but I still saying hello, everybody. Okay. It said I bought them on sale, and I did use Yellow Door discount code. Okay. All right. Yeah. Um. So yeah. So the green stocks are nice. I really want to buy a second one, but I was like, yeah, this other business I need to take care of before that. So I'll just wait till next year. They're not gonna stop selling them, and they not gonna stop having sales. They stop not gonna have people with codes that they could use, because I think Broke Farmer just got a new code for Vigo, where you Broke Farmer 10 if you want to get something from Vigo. So people are moving up and getting sponsors. So yeah. I would also put a good layer of mulch on top or leaves. Yeah, you know what I've used? Perlite. I use perlite because perlite is lightweight. I when I put seeds in my green stock, I don't cover them with soil. With the soil, I put my seeds and I put the perlite on top. The perlite holds in the moisture, and it's light so that the seeds do not have problems breaking up through it. And I've had 1,000% germination. I had too much germination. I didn't know I had sprinkled that many seeds. All the seeds germinated. Okay. So I don't put anything on top. And I found out I have a greater percentage of germination when I add perlite on top instead of soil in my green stock. Now that worked for me. I don't know if it works for you, but I'm just telling you. Yeah. Then once they get up, you can take some of those seedlings out and put them in other pockets of the green stock, or you can put them in a separate pot, or you can put them in a raised bed or whatever. But you're going to have a gazillion seedlings. I sprinkled, what was that? My kale. I didn't know I had sprinkled that many seeds. Every last one of them. I think I had about 50 or 60 seedlets pop up. They were just bunched all together. I said, oh, snap. So I used some of them as like a microgreen. Yeah, and then I planted others in other places. So yeah. Um, Nikki says potting mix is a soilless growing medium specifically designed for plants grown in containers such as pots, planters, and hanging baskets. There you go. So backing me up. Oh, you're welcome, so diva. I I know, like the best. I know just a little bit. Over the years, I've tested and tried. I add leaves and kitchen scraps to the bottom of my containers and grow bags. Yeah, I've done that too. Um, I've actually taken, I put a lot of scraps in my rain barrels and make super juice. And when I think they've gotten to the point where there's really no more or a little to none left, I scoop all the debris out of my rain barrels and I put it in the bottom of, the hole of whatever I'm planting or in a 5-gallon bucket or whatever and just let it finish breaking down and dissolve. It's halfway there anyway. So everything gets recycled, nothing gets thrown out. I have only one trash bag on trash day because I have learned to recycle the paper towels. Like today, when I did my omelet, I had leaves off my leeks. I took the seeds out of my bell pepper, but the tops and the tips it had in there, and the tops and tips on the tomato. Take that all and I throw it into a plastic bag so I don't have problems with gnats and flies. And once I fill that up, that goes out to the super juice. When I take the old juice, the old stuff out, I got a new set of stuff to add to the super juice. Yeah, my super juice is so strong, you can't stand over it when you take the lid off of it. You literally have to lean back. Yeah, it will knock you out. Yeah, you can do that in the green stocks. Yeah, but I suggest, now let me tell you a trick. If you're going to add leaves to anything, if you have a lawnmower or a shredder, shred them up as fine as you can, or go over the lawnmower. That will shred them up and help break them down. Um, and they decompose a lot faster, or just rip up the leaves because sometimes the leaves can get flat and stick together and they can actually repel water. All right, they won't absorb. They can almost be like a seal. So sometimes you have to rip them up to give them a head start on breaking down. So yeah, ask me how I know. I overseeded this fall, dropping seeds everywhere. Oh, I see you, Nikki. I used the soft, fluffy potting mix for my green stock. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Use your potting mix. Do not use garden soil. That's mainly for in ground, not even really raised beds, not unless you're going to mix it up with other stuff because that stuff will get compacted. Once it get rain, it can get compact. That's why they tell you to add compost to it. It will add the nutrients and it also will keep breaking down. Ooh, excuse me. Uh, and it won't get compacted. Do you grow pumpkins? I have. I have, Kenneth. I haven't done it lately. Pumpkins take up a lot of space. They like watermelons. They once they get a vine and get to running, if you don't put them in a spot that you don't mind them taking over, yeah. I've grown pumpkins up. I actually took pictures. I've grown one that was 36 pounds, one that was 32 pounds, and I gave them away to the kids on the street. And I guess they used it for Halloween because that was about around the time they were mature. Um, and I had one that was 25 pounds. I kept that and I scooped the seeds out and saved them, and I made pumpkin pie out of the one I kept. Yeah. But I haven't grown it for a while. And that's funny you should say that, Kenneth, because I had a gentleman. I was talking to somebody about gardening, and somebody overheard my conversation. And he said, "You can't grow pumpkins in Ohio." And me and the person I was talking to, we both turned around and looked at him. It's like, dude, what planet are you from? You can grow anything here you want to if you got the right conditions. But you can't grow pumpkins in Ohio. And we was just like, okay, whatever. You keep thinking that. So yeah, I have grown, but I haven't done it underseeded. Yeah. So oh, that's one. She's talking to someone else. So yeah, so when you use your when you plant stuff in your green stock, make sure you check it every day. It will dry out. Because right now my yellow lemon tomatoes are still growing. I just picked another one off of it today and it's still putting out. But by it being so big in this container that it needs to be watered just about every day. My basil, urban in here, she said my basil. uh, I water that every day. I'm always clipping it. I pinch the flowers off and then I cut it back and it gets bushy. My kale, I got purple kale in there that came back with a vengeance. I got my first leisure pepper plant in my green stock, and it's about this tall, and it's got flowers on it. So hopefully, I can get my first leisure, however you want to pronounce it, peppers before the weather turns cold. So I'm excited about that, and it's got what else I got growing in there? I got celery growing in my green stock. I got sage growing in the green stock. I got a lot of little stuff in the green stock. Cucumbers, and all around the bottom, I got strawberries that I pulled from the yard that I just stuck down in there and they took. So I'll have strawberries coming back at the bottom of my green stock next year, hopefully on their own. So it's a lot of good things that you could do in your green stock. You just got to be persistent. And for all the little spots that are empty now, I can still stick in maybe a couple of seeds from greens or radishes, brassicas like collards and mustards, you know, in there now that we're hitting the cool weather. So I still might have a chance to grow some stuff. I have not had the desire to get a green star. Okay. But you got a nice sized garden though, Indiana. Yeah. That cantaloupe is still growing. Get out of here. See, you didn't think it was gonna make it. Thank you, GT. Yeah, those cantaloupes are seeds from the ones I grew, I think maybe 2022. And I had one that was this big. It was so sweet and juicy, and that's where I got all the seeds from. So I thought personally that you might like to try them. So it's still growing. I hope you get one on there because that particular cantaloupe is delicious. I'm not a big cantaloupe eater because my mom, when I was a kid, she used to eat that all the time. Cantaloupes for breakfast all the time. I didn't. It was all right, but that wasn't my thing. But I found out when you grow your own, it's a whole different flavor. It's sweet, it's juicy, it has so much flavor. And she also liked the honeydew. I like the honeydew better than I do the cantaloupe. But once I grew my own cantaloupe, that changed my mind because it was so sweet and juicy. I was sharing it with everybody. Everybody, can I get another slice? No, I got 5 more people in here waiting on the slice. But I saved all the seeds. So I still got some more seeds, though. I still got quite a few more seeds. That cantaloupe, when I opened it up, it had to have at least 75 to 100 seeds inside. Yeah, it was loaded. All right. Go on, Nat. All right. I'm getting ready to get off of here, y'all. What is that? Oh, I got a minute and 59. I got a minute and I had 2 hours. Wow. I didn't think I was going to make 2 hours tonight, but I did. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. Thank you so much. Y'all make this old lady happy when y'all show up every week. Y'all just don't know how y'all make my heart flutter behind this. So, as I always say, I'm Miss Shirley, the OG Garden. I live in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, Zone 6B. And as I always say, hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. I greatly appreciate it. Hope to see you here next Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. As I always say, enjoy your day. And y'all come back now. You hear?